Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm excited to be bringing you my third and final group stages game of the PIC off-season Monotype challenge competition league thing. Yes indeed, you know what it is by now. Monotype challenges and battles, it's fantastic. Anyway, Parasect Germain are 1-1 with a differential of +3 as we go into this final match. And this one is up against Carson, ToxicGaming, and the LA Doublades, the fire type guy. His link's down in the description below. I'm currently taking part in a three-way phrasing red, blue, yellow Drunklocke with him and Onesie Bayonet. So you can find, that on our respective channels. Check out his stuff. It is fun times. He's also, I believe, currently doing some what's that game? What's that game with the weird the evil sunflower thing? Undertale. He's playing that, which I haven't got around to watching yet, but I'm sure I will. Anyway, so this game. Now, we have a chance of winning the group at this point. And if you don't want spoilers about the other game that happened in this group, by the way, I would recommend turning off your volume at the end of this sentence and switching it back on when you see me wave at the screen. So, volume off if you don't want spoilers about the other game that happened in this group now. In the other game, that is Eric versus Evelyn, I needed Eric to lose that one, and he actually did. He lost fairly convincingly, actually. What it basically meant is that if I win this game, doesn't matter about the differential, all I need to do was win, and I would top the group. You can turn your volume on now. It's all safe. All is safe. It's secret. It's safe. We're groovy. We're Gandalf. Anyway, so the fire type team. Let's go over it. Carson has to choose from Mega Charizard X, Fletchinder, not Talonflame, Volcanion, Victini, Entei, Arcanine, Heatran, Rotom Heat, Ninetales, and Infinite. Spooky, scary stuff. And so, let's take a look at the team I've decided to put together. There's going to be a lot of ground coverage in this one, obviously. What we've got is Jimmy Bullard the Taurus is back, and this time we have gone Choice Scarfed. A game too late. Should have done it as well last time, but this time I figured I actually need this win very much if I want a chance of topping the group. So, let's go Choice Scarfed Taurus with enough speed to outpace a potential Choice Scarfed fastest thing on his team, Infinite, which I was fairly certain would be coming because fighting versus normal. Anyway, we have got Earthquake, Rock Slide, Toxic, and Rain Dance. Toxic, just in case I need to drop something on, a very bulky thing like the Volcanion or the Arcanine. Earthquake and Rock Slide are basically the only two moves I need on this, so I thought, what else can I bring? He's got a Ninetales, why don't I bring Scarf Rain Dance, just in case I need it to stop Sun from happening. So that's that. Then we have Heliolisk coming in for her, I suppose, first game. Lotion the Heliolisk with an Expert Belt, Volt Switch, Surf, Hidden Power Rock, and Thunder Wave. Going to be outspeeding anything that isn't Scarfed. Then we have Diggersby. Diggersby is back. Once again, we've got an Agility set here with a Lumberry this time because Willow, I'm going to be fairly sure, is going to be quite prevalent on his team. So we've got Lumberry, Diggersby here, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Low Kick, mainly for that Heatran, which I'm expecting to be Sugar Berry if he brings it. Excuse me. Yeah, and the agility. We've got Kecleon coming for its third game. This is a leftover specially defensive set. Aqua Tail, Rock Slide, Recover, and Stealth Rock. I need Stealth Rock against this guy's team. It's very important. Then we have our Assault Vest Meloetta. This is much more of a standard Meloetta with Hyper Voice, Charge Beam, Hidden Power Ground, and Quick Attack, just in case. Max Special Attack Modest with Max Speed to be outpacing something. Rotom Heat, maybe? I think it outpaces Rotom Heat, yeah. Yeah, Meloetta is base 90, I think. Rotom Heat is base 87? Yeah, I think that's about right. Yeah. It probably outpaces something that isn't invested as well. Who can really say? Anyway, last member of the team is going to be Porygon 2. We had to have some physical defense in there. And this is Max in that. Substitute, Tri Attack, Toxic, and Recover. It's a nasty thing. So anyway, Carson, he decided to bring Megazord X, Arcanine, Infinite, Heatran, Ninetales, and Victini, a lot of what I expected to see, so I feel fairly happy taking on this team and hoping to get a win. So, without further ado, let's get right into that battle and see exactly how things played out. So I'm going to lead with P2 again, as Carson, he's just going to lead with his Victini. I trace Victory Star, which doesn't matter. I don't fear this thing in the slightest. So he's going to go for U-turn and do absolutely nothing to P2, because why would he? And he's going to go into his Ninetales to get the sun up as early as possible. This is fine because I decided to drop a Toxic, and this is going to wear down this Ninetales quite nicely. So, Ninetales takes a bit of toxic damage, and here, he's going to go for Flamethrower. And I'm physically defensive, and this is in the sun, but it does nothing. And I'm fine with this, because I just went for a cover, just to, you know, scout him out and see what he's going to do. Now, this is very much not a matchup that this Ninetales is going to win, and I know that. So I'm fairly sure he's getting on out of there to save the sun for later. And he's going to go into the one thing he has for this, that's going to be the Heatran. I see the switch coming, I'm going to pop a sub, and wish that I had Hidden Power Ground, which I had before someone advised me otherwise, not mentioning any names. I wonder who this is named after. Anyway, point is he's going to break my sub with the Lava Plume. I only have Tri-Attack and it's not doing anything to him. So, going to switch on out of there into the one thing that really wants to take on this Heatran, that's going to be Meloetta. Turns out he's actually packing Taunt on this guy, but I'm Assault Vest, I have no tauntable move, so I'm quite happy with this situation. Now, I am going to stay in here and go for a Charge Beam, not fearing him, and I do get the special attack boost, as he is going to go here for the Will-O-Wisp just to land it and get residual on this guy, realising that I probably don't have any recovery. So, here I am going to go for the Hidden Power Ground. I'm very aware he's probably got Shooker, and as you can see, there it is. We do pop it, it's an easy 2-hit KO, and what he's going to do here is go for the Flash Cannon and do nothing. Now, here, I wanted to predict the Charizard switch. He's not Mega'd yet, he is immune to ground. I wanted to predict it, but I didn't. And as you can see, I am just going to go for the Hidden Power Ground here, and he gets a free switch into his Zard X, which is scary. Now, I am going to stay in at this point. I cannot risk him setting up a Dragon Dance without getting at least some damage on him. So, I'm going to stay in. I actually end up outspeeding, go for the Hyper Voice, do monumental damage to this guy. And he is just going to go here for an Iron Tail, just to take out my Meloetta. I guess he was predicting to bring the Mega Ordinate. What this means is that I can revenge kill him with Scarf Tauros. And here, he really only has one switch, and that's the Arcanine, but I wasn't willing to risk what is probably a win condition in Tauros. So I do just go for the Earthquake, knowing that the Intimidate is coming my way. And as you can see, it does respectable damage, but not a huge amount. And this guy has the leftovers, he's probably going to have the Morning Sun, he has no reason not to. So, I'm going to switch out. I have no interest in taking a Will-O-Wisp at this point in time. So I'm going to go into P2, who is the one thing that really doesn't mind taking a Willow. And as you can see, he's actually just going to go for the Morning Sun to scout me out, realising that I'm going to switch and wanting to see what my answer is. So he's going to switch out. He doesn't want to take a Toxic, which I did click. This switch into Heatran was fairly obvious, but I kind of had to go for Toxic if I want to wear down this Arcanine. So in comes the Heatran, and now we're in this situation where I have nothing that wants to take a Willow. Thankfully, neither does Porygon 2 apparently, so I nimbly dodge it, and Tri-Attack does pitiful damage. But as I say, I have nothing that wants to switch in, because once he's seen that Will-O-Wisp is missing, he's going to go for Taunt to stop me from healing myself up, and I just have to keep going for Tri-Attacks. I am eventually going to take him out, hopefully. He's going to go for Lava Plume, which, ironically enough, has a higher chance to burn than Willow ever will. And I go for Tri-Attack, and unfortunately what that burn means is that without a Parrot or a Freel on this Heatran, he is going to win this 1v1 because of the burn damage. So he is going to go for the Lava Plume once again. I'm going to live, and I'm going to go for Tri-Attack. I'm going to hope for the cheeky hacks in my favour, but unfortunately I am not going to get it, which is only fair. It would have been unfortunate if he'd, missed that Willow and then I'd got a freeze or something. But it means that Heatran is going to be able to take out my Shardock from here, which I guess is fine. It got some nice chip damage. What I can do is bring in my Tauros, and I'm safe to go for an Earthquake here. He has no reason to risk his Heatran, to risk anything else. He has no reason to save his Heatran. He's pretty much revenged by everything I have. So, Tauros gets KO. That's absolutely fine and dandy. And in is going to come the Arcanine right about now. And I don't want to take a Willow. I have to go into the next best thing, and that is going to be my Kecleon. And as you'll see, he's going to go for Willow, and he's going to miss, and this is going to be huge, bigger than it looks, because he's going to go for close combat, not to take me out. If he had the Willow, he would have done, and this is going to allow me to get up my Stealth Rock. And that's crucial, because his only potential Defogger or Remover is dead on switching, so those rocks are there to stay. That was unfortunate for Carson. He's going to go for Ironhead here, not risking lowering his stats anymore. And down goes Kecleon, but it's done a fantastic job. Now, in is going to come my Tauros here freely. At this point, the Arcanine is very much under threat. He doesn't want to risk it. He's going to make the good play here, switch out into his Megazord X just to sack it off to the rocks. He has no reason to keep it around. And he can see what I'm going to lock myself into, and that is going to be, bada-boom, Earthquake. Of course it is, why wouldn't it be? So what this means, he can bring back in the Arcanine, get the Intimidate, and not really fear me. And he can pretty much go for Will-O-Wisp with impunity. So I'm going to make the very risky switch. If he'd gone for close combat here, Heliolisk would have been dead. But he is just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp, which I don't mind because of course I am a special attacker. Now, Arcanine is very much his win condition here. One of his win conditions. He needs it for the Intimidate on the other two of my Mons. So he is going to save it. And he's going to go into his Ninetales, I guess predicting me to go for a Surf. And he's going to want to weaken it, and that, as you can see, is exactly what I do. I go for Surf, doesn't do much, he gets his Citrus Berry, and I realise that I'm an absolute idiot because I have Dry Skin and not Solar Power. Derp. But it doesn't really matter all that much because I'm going to go for a subsequent Hidden Power Rock, and that's going to take out the Ninetales. So down it goes, Heliolisk netting itself a nice tasty KO there. And I take residual damage, half of which is my own fault. Anyway. It's 3-on-3, Carson's free to bring in Victini, and I'm going to stay in here and scout him and reveal that he is in fact Scarf Victini with the Brick Break, which is fantastic for me because what it means is that I'm going to be able to bring in Diggersby, and having counted it I can live an Adamant Scarf Brick Break. He's going to go for it, I'm going to live it, and I'm going to set up my Agility. And now things are looking really good because I am going to outspeed this thing. I am going to kill it with an Earthquake. So down it goes. I don't even fear a Willow at this point because, as I say, I have the Lumberry. Now what Carson has to do, as the sunlight fades, he is basically forced here to bring in his Arcanine. Get the Intimidate. But that Intimidate is not going to save him. As I go for Earthquake, down goes the Arcanine. Another couple KOs. Couple KOs for Booker B here. Now in comes the Infernape, his last bastion, and he is going to reveal himself to be a Choice Scarf. Infernape takes me out with close combat, but what that means is that he has lower defences, he is Scarfed, but waiting in the wings, being saved all this time, is my own Scarfmon Tauros. I'm going to bring it in, go for the Earthquake, the crit did not matter, going to take down the Infernape, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the game. So we take a very, very close 1-0 win. I mean, that got really hairy towards the end. I was worried. You know, if he had not gone for close combat, if he had somehow taken out my Diggersby without close combat, it was a roll to take him out with the Earthquake, given my investment. Favourable roll, nonetheless, but it was a roll still. But yeah, Tauros managing to come through there in the end, which was, you know, nice on a personal note. I like seeing Tauros do work. We do take a 1-0 victory. Now, once again, if you have not heard the result of Eric versus Evelyn, I would recommend you turn off your volume right about now, because we're going to talk about it. What this means is that we have topped the group. I'm not going to show any emotion on camera, because people might pick up on it. But yes, we topped the group on differential basis, so yeah, that's good news. It remains to be seen how that's going to affect our matchups going into the later rounds of the competition. Turn your sound back on. Yeah, do that. But yes, that is going to be the end of this battle and this video. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Make sure to check out Carson's links down in the description below. He's got fantastic content on his channel. He's a good friend of mine. As I say, we've got that series going together. So check that out. Do make sure you do that. You'll be doing yourself a very big favour. Yeah, there'll be more battles in this league, of course. You know, I believe everyone, no matter where you are on the table in your respective groups, goes into some form of later rounds thing. I might be wrong on that, but we'll have to see what happens. So hopefully there'll be more videos from this league to come. But that's for another day. I'm going to get out of here. I've rambled on for far too long. So my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.